It's crazy how every single time the market bottoms, all these news companies start feeding you garbage because they want you to sell at the bottom. Back here in 2022, it was the Fed plus inflation shock. Everybody thought the market was going to zero, but that was actually the bottom. When they started releasing all these super negative news articles, the market bottomed and then made a massive rally. The same thing during April of 25. When the market was literally bottoming, this is when the most negative news was coming out. And again, that was the bottom. The move had already happened to the downside. Just like in 2022, the move already happened. And then once the market was down here, let's see how much it sold off. It was like, 25%. Once that move already happened, this is when they start feeding you the garbage. Nobody starts getting negative up here. Now, nobody's bearish when the market is at all-time highs. But somehow when the market's down 25%, they start getting bearish. It makes no freaking sense. They just want you to sell so that they can buy even lower. And then the same thing. Last month in March, the move to the downside, in my opinion, had already happened. We had a 10% move. And then once the market was bottoming, they started releasing all these crazy negative headlines about the war and how we're going to go into World War III and the market's going to go to zero, etc. But every single time when the market bottoms, they start feeding you the most negative news possible. And that's actually the best time to buy. And a really good indicator to look at that, I've talked about this a ton, is just the RSI. You go to a weekly time frame and you can see when the markets come down here to the oversold level, it's a great time to DCA and just hold for the long term. Same thing in 2020. The most negative articles, I guarantee you, came out here at the bottom. And that was literally, after that, price just absolutely exploded. So you almost have to trade exactly the opposite of how you feel, because most people, when they get super scared and they see all these articles, they sell at the bottom. And then once prices pump to the upside, everybody's going to be talking about, how bullish they are and how prices are going to go up forever, especially in crypto. And that's how you're going to get wrecked. If you just buy, the Dow Jones whenever, and if you just hold it over time, you'll make money. But if you want to have the best risk to reward, you want to buy when everybody's super bearish on it. And if you do that on crypto, you are likely to make a lot of money. If you do the opposite and buy at the top when all the news articles are super positive, you're probably going to get screwed.